Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back for another video. First video in a long time. Alex, where have you been? I will gladly answer those questions. And I am optimistic in saying that I am back with videos, hopefully on a regular basis, hopefully daily, because it's a new year, New Year's resolutions, right? But I will gladly answer all of those questions. The most pressing question, where have you been, Alex? Right after I say, why don't you go ahead and smash up that like button and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section. And so, yeah, it's been, according to my most recent video before this one, about 4 months since my last YouTube video. So what in the world is going on? Well, let me just say this. 2022 was a year to forget. And believe it or not, I am not even talking about crypto. Yes, with crypto, it was a year to forget. But for lots of things in my life, 2022 was a year to forget. And most of you know about my youngest daughter being sick. A lot of you do not know about my youngest son almost dying, and my oldest daughter, something that I just won't even get into, happened with her, and other things going on in life. And then entering the fourth quarter with my work, which is the busiest time of the year. And the fact that the studio that I set up in my new home just was in the worst place possible. My videos, the quality just dropped dramatically, and there's nothing I could do about it. I mean, if you were to watch this quant video, this one right here, when I made it, I was really fired up about it. I thought it was a great video. And then if you watch it, it just gets cut off because the connection was so poor. So I was like, you know what? Got to hit the pause button, got to reset. And the reset is here. I am in an office right now, and I'll set up green screen eventually, all that stuff. But I'm hoping to be back. With 5 kids and a 6th on the way, I can't guarantee anything, but I do want this to be my thing. I want this to be what I do full time, and so I'd love to get it to that point. But anyway, how about some thoughts on Bitcoin? Now, I will tell you this, and thoughts on other cryptocurrencies, by the way. I want to talk about some things with that. But I want to say this. I have mostly, over these last couple months, been only looking at the price, but not doing a whole lot of TA, not doing any analysis as to thoughts as to what direction we're going. And so I have some raw thoughts that I do want to share, and some thoughts onto what cryptos that I'm going to start loading up on here soon, perhaps maybe starting the middle of this year, maybe closer towards the end. And I do want to give some general thoughts as to where it go. I have been focusing a lot on macro type things, paying attention to the DXY, paying attention to the economy. And so I do have some thoughts on that as well. But first thing here, just Bitcoin, looking at the bull market support band. I talk a lot about the bull market support band because, when we are above this, I am generally bullish. And when we're below, I'm generally bearish. And we are below. And I want to say sometime around here, I mean, this was early November of this year, I started getting a little bit hopeful that we were about to break through, because that's all I was doing, is waiting this whole time, all these weeks. This is a weekly chart, by the way. Every one of these weeks, I was just waiting for the bull market to support band to come down to where the price was. And then we got there, and it's like, okay, are we going to break through, or are we going to get rejected? And if you remember this date in particular, that was a really big day with crypto, or really big period at least with crypto. That is when CZ, the CEO of Binance, dropped that bomb on SBF, and all the FTX nonsense went crazy. And so boom, right down, flush through the toilet. So huge rejection there. I think that was strategic. I think that CZ was waiting for that moment, because that was a great opportunity for us to get rejected at that point and to not break through. That boom, we got flushed out, went down even further, and now we're waiting again for the bull market support band to come down to us. And so a question that I'm asking, and actually before I get to that question, I mean, looking at 2013, that's what happened. Bear market of 2013, the lowest point, we got down to $3,000, eventually waited all those weeks to get the bull market support band, the moving averages down to a level where we could enter and not get rejected. That was after several rejections here, but enter that level, not get rejected, and then boom, we're off to the the races. And so I'm waiting to see what's going to happen the next time the bull market support band comes down to us. I'm going to say this thing that, people are going to laugh and joke about it. So what you're saying is it could go up or it could go down. Here's what I'm waiting for. Is there going to be another bombshell dropped? Because that's generally how it works. When the bull market support band gets down to about these levels or the price goes up to about these levels, I'm going to be waiting for some major news event that will major news event that will probably, if there is a big bombshell dropped, probably send the price lower. And so whatever happens in between now and then, I'm expecting pretty much a few weeks of insane boredom, several weeks of insane boredom until the bull market support band gets down to us. And then we'll see. If there isn't a major bombshell, then I think structurally we have a lot of support for 16,000, 15,000 range to be the bottom. And then we'll see, we'll break through there. Regardless, I'm not expecting, look at what we had in 2017, 2018, 2019 actually. In 2019, the price from the bear market bottom in December 2018, it almost quintupled in a span of 6 or 7 months, got up to $14,000. Am I expecting something similar this time around? No, I'm very much not. And I went live on TikTok yesterday and somebody asked me a question about whether I thought we were going to see, somebody I've never heard of saying that Bitcoin's going to 6 figures this year. And I'm like, no, I do not think so. I think it's going to be a very boring year, but a boring year where we are more so on top of the bull market support band and holding that as support versus on the bottom. And if you were to just ask me again, not doing super deep TA, especially because we have been just in this range of boredom for so long now, I would expect as we get closer to that next Bitcoin halving in March of 2023 for the price to start inching up, March of 2024, for the price to start inching up towards the end of the year in anticipation of the next Bitcoin halving. That is my expectation. It's just things take time. It's been taking so long, but I mean, there's positives, there's negatives. I mean, economically, when the Fed raises rates, they tend to tighten until something breaks. And so is that going to happen again? And so are we going to see something like what we saw in 2020, where boom, COVID crash. That's not obviously the Fed tightening, but this huge crisis came, and then all of a sudden the money printers get turned on and we're off to the races. And so I'm wondering if something similar is going to happen this time around, because we're seeing the Fed tighten at levels that we haven't seen in about 50 years. And I think they're going to do so until something breaks. And so I'm looking at that, but I'm also hoping that at least short, medium term, we can get on the other side of this, and then we'll see. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'm expecting something like a $40,000 Bitcoin by the time the next halving. That's 15 months from now. And so that's more than double the price of where it is today. Regardless, whatever happens, whether there is something that breaks economically and then we see a huge crash like the COVID crash, which is the opportunity to buy, or whether or not we're just bored to death until the end of the year and then we see some positive movement in 2024, I am a buyer right now. And, I was talking to a friend the other day and he said he's buying $250 of Bitcoin a month. And it's like, yeah, good. Regardless, I mean, will the price be higher at the end of this year? I would say it's very likely that Bitcoin's price is going to be higher at the end of this year. And, are we going to see new highs next cycle? I would say it's very likely. It's not 100%, but it's very likely that that's going to happen. And so a big reason why I'm not doing much in regards to TA right now is looking at the volatility. Bitcoin's volatility is at historic lows right now. It is just not moving. And I'm fine with that, let's stack. But what kind of analysis can you do when the price isn't moving? I mean, you can draw some triangles. I'm seeing lots of triangles. You can look at the levels. We're in this weird spot where we haven't really historically spent much time in the $16,000 range, and yet we're just ranging here. And so what do you do? I mean, yeah, there's lots of people who are going to say whatever they want to say. I think the best thing to do is take a look at the moving averages. And so I'm focused on the bull market support band. I'm focused on the 200-week simple moving average, which we are way below right now, and the 300-week simple moving average, which amazingly we're below that right now too. When I hear that kind of stuff, all I think about is what a great opportunity to buy. And then I was thinking about something, the next video that I was going to make in my series on the Would I Buy series, which I'm going to continue with that, was a video on Zcash. And something I noticed about Zcash is the price did not put in a higher high from its 2018 peak in 2021 or 2022. It did not put in a higher high, but the market cap did. And so why would the price not put in a higher high, but the market cap put in a higher high? Well, that is because Zcash is too inflationary. It's a very inflationary token. And so I saw this. It's a list of cryptocurrencies that are the least inflationary. And this is my starting point for cryptocurrencies that I'm looking to accumulate in anticipation of the next cycle. Is I at least don't want to see major inflation. I mean, anything more inflationary than Dogecoin, which is about 4%, I'm like, I'll buy some, but I'm a little hesitant. But there's certain cryptocurrencies on here that I'm seeing that absolutely I'm going to be loading up on these cryptocurrencies. Obviously, Bitcoin, Cardano has me very excited. I remember I had not looked at Cardano's price for several days, maybe even several weeks, and then I saw that it was at 24 cents, down from a peak of $3. And I am like, I'm getting prepared. Cardano, I am very excited about buying Cardano because I am confident that Cardano, aside from some major catastrophe, is going to put in a higher high next cycle. And so I see 1.88% inflationary, and I'm like, yeah, sign me up for Cardano. Polygon, man, can't say enough about Polygon. Now, Polygon's price is more than double from its bear market bottom. It's just looking really strong, but still, Polygon, you're on my radar for sure. But looking at other ones here, there's some that I would say, no, I'm not going to touch, like Terra Luna Classic, whatever. Maker has a total supply of 1 million, and that kind of, I think that can cause there to be not nearly as much hype with it, because you see, just what some people see. You want to get in early on the things that the noobs are going to get in on. They're not going to get in on Maker, but something like Binance, you needed Binance in 2021 to get into PancakeSwap. You need PancakeSwap to get into all the meme coins. In May of 2021 when we went into meme coin mania. VeChain, very much on my radar. Theta, there's certain cryptocurrencies here that I'm seeing this lack of inflation, and that has me very excited. Now I'm going to stay away from Neo. Didn't put in a higher high. I have not made a video about BAT yet, but there's certain ones on here. Engine for sure. That here's the formula that I'm thinking. How far are you down from your peak? And how likely do I think that how inflationary are you? And then how likely do I think that you're going to put in a higher high next cycle? The ones that are less inflationary are more likely to put in higher highs than the ones that are more inflationary. That's just general logic. But anyway, this is my starting point. It is not my ending point. This is something that I'm using as a reference, and I'd recommend checking that out. But yeah, that is all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you had a wonderful Christmas, a happy New Year, and I hope that I will be seeing you very soon in another video. But otherwise, have a good one. Peace.